Well, it's so good to see all of you this morning. And some of you were here last week, and so you may remember who the person was in the story last week. Do you remember that? Remember this little guy? Remember what his name was? No. David. Right. It was David. And David. And that's right. This was the land that we call the Holy Land, the land where Jesus lived and worked. But this was, remember, 1,000 years before Jesus, when David lived here, and he lived in a part of the land where there were really nice green pastures. And you're right, he looked after sheep, right? Same sheep as last time. Yeah. So this was his flock of sheep that he looked after every day. And it was, no, this isn't the same story. But it's another kind of the same story. So, remember last week, he got up really, really early one morning before the sheep woke up and went out and up the hill. Remember, he climbed the hill and he saw all the amazing things in creation. Well, in this story, he's been out with his sheep all day, and they've had all they need to eat, and so he takes them back to the barn where they settle down, but it's still light out. The sun is still shining. And David thinks, I've got a bit of time for myself. No sheep I have to worry about. So I'm going to take my, what instrument did he play? Harp. I'm going to take my harp, and I'm going to go for a walk somewhere and just spend some time by myself. And so he headed out across the pasture with his harp, and he didn't get very far when all of a sudden a wind started to blow. And it got stronger and stronger and stronger. And as the wind blew, it blew these big, dark clouds in across the valley, and they completely covered the sun. Great big clouds. And it got very dark, and the wind was still, and it was blowing on. It was getting so hard, he could hardly hold on to his harp because the wind was getting so strong. And then all of a sudden he heard this crack, and the sun came out. Not quite yet. He heard this crack. Oh, this worked yesterday. What do you think you heard? Lightning. And then the boom. And then this flash again. And a little bit later, boom. And he knew that there was a big storm coming. And he thought, what am I going to do? And he started looking around, and there, not too far away, was a big tree. A big tree with lots of leaves that were acting like an umbrella. And so he grabbed his harp and he ran under the tree because he knew what was coming. You think that was bad? And all of a sudden, down came the rain. Huge raindrops. The kind of raindrops that when they land on you, you get wet right away. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And even though he was under the tree, and the wind was blowing so hard that he still got soaked right through to the skin. Have you ever been soaked like that in the rain? No? I have. It doesn't feel very nice when your shoes squish and everything is sticking because it's wet and it's cold. And the wind was still howling and the lightning was still flashing. And so David said, the only thing I can do, I can sing a song. I'm going to sing a song about this storm. And it goes like this. And you can sing along on the chorus with me. Creator God, how great you are. Creator God, how blessed are we. Creator God, how great you are. Your wonders everywhere we see. And when the wind begins to blow, and stormy clouds come very low, I know that you are always there to calm my fear and show you care. Creator God, how great you are. Creator God, how blessed are we. Creator God, how great you are. Your wonders everywhere we see. And when the lightning flashes round and thunder makes a deafening sound, I know that you are still with me to help me through this storm I see. Creator God, how great you are. Creator God, how blessed are we. Creator God, how great you are. Your wonders everywhere I see. And when the rain soaks to the skin, and I can feel the cold within, I know that you will warm me through. I know because I love you too. Creator God, how great you are. Creator God, how blessed are we. Creator God, how great you are. Your wonders everywhere I see. Well, you know, by the time he finished that song, the rain had stopped. And the lightning had stopped. And the clouds had blown away. And the sun came out again. And David sat there with his heart just in wonder of it all, even though he was totally wet. And he felt the sun start to warm him and dry him. And he stood and he stretched. And then he headed for home. And that's our story. I wonder if you have ever been afraid when there was a storm. Have you ever been afraid when there was a storm? Do you like storms? A little bit? Yeah, well, getting wet is sometimes fun. I wonder why David was able to sing even though this storm was all around him. Because God was with him? Because God cared for him? Well, that's our story for today. And in case it rains again, we could do that. So, we're going to invite you to follow the candle out to Children's Church. I know there's something really fun that's going to happen there for you. And we're going to sing? No? Or do we move straight on? I think I said that was the song, so. Okay, so let's